The key to understanding the book of Hebrews, James, Peter, John, and Revelation is to know that they are books of prophecy, written to Jewish Christians in the end time. These believers on earth at this time are going to go through the Great Tribulation, and they are called to endure this until the return of Jesus Christ. And if you acknowledge this, it will unlock your understanding, and you will see that this is not written to Christians today as doctrine, but rather prophetic to the Jews in the tribulation. In the beginning of the book of Hebrews, it says, "In these last days," clearly addressing the time of the end. God speaking to the Jews, as the title of the book is Hebrews. 1 Peter 1:5, who are kept by the power of God, or sustained by the power of God, through faith unto salvation, ready to be revealed in the last time. So Peter says the last time, meaning the very end, which signals the return of Jesus and his glory, which is ready and going to be revealed at his appearing. 1 Peter 1:7, the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perishes, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto the praise and honor and glory at the appearing, or the return, or the revelation of Jesus Christ. 1 Peter 1:13, gird up the loins of your mind, be sober, and hope to the end for the grace that is to be revealed or brought unto you at the revelation or return or appearing of Jesus Christ. So we see Peter stating that this salvation or grace is going to be brought to these people at the appearing or the second coming of Jesus Christ to the earth, which is what the book of Revelation has prophesied. And he tells them to hope to the end, or endure to the end, and be prepared in their minds to endure the tribulation period. 1 Peter 5:1, the elders which are among you I exhort, who am also an elder, a witness of the sufferings of Christ, also a partaker of the glory that shall be revealed. So we see Peter was chosen to give his gospel to the Jews for a reason, for the saints in the end time. But what about the book of James? In James 5:7 it says, be patient, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth, and has long patience for it, until he receives the early and latter rain. Verse 8, be also patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draws near. And so what is this coming of the Lord bring? It brings salvation to those waiting and enduring, but also judgment for the enemies of God, those in the world who have enriched themselves with luxury and power and persecuted God's people with their power, having allegiance to the wicked system. James 5:1 says, go to now, you rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. And this correlates with the book of Revelation in chapter 18 about the wicked being judged. Verse 11, the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise any more. So we know in Revelation John received his prophecy as well about the end times, which speaks of the similar things that Peter writes and James writes, all pointing to the end and the revelation or return of Jesus Christ. In Revelation 1:1 it says, the revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him, to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John. And the angel gave the prophecy to John, and John details many things coming. A beast system, the world leader, a false prophet, 2 witnesses, the bowls of judgment, the trumpets, the eternal gospel, the mark of the beast, and the return of Jesus Christ. John received all of this. As Revelation 19:10 says, the testimony of the Lord is the spirit of prophecy. And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see, you do not do it. I am your fellow servant, and thy brethren that have the testimony of Jesus, worship God, for the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy. And this is why God chose James, Peter, John, all to go to the circumcision or Jews with their gospels, and not the Gentiles, because it would be fit for their words for those in the end time. Galatians 2:9, when James, Peter, and John, who seemed to be pillars, perceived the grace that was given to me, they gave to me and Barnabas the right hand of fellowship, that we should go to the Gentiles or heathen, and they unto the circumcision or Jews. And so this is why these books have a different feel to them compared to the epistles of Paul. They are prophecy. They speak to Israel. And the scary things on the earth that these books say are coming will be the judgment of the wicked. But for the believers who endure to the end, they will see the salvation and the revelation of Jesus Christ.
Bye.